So moving on, this is one of, I think this whole program is actually a favorite of mine. It has been for a long time, even prior to my joining SAMCEDA. But this is where SAMCEDA's past and present come together. This is where we honor someone in the community who marries the best of business and the best of philanthropy and giving back and community. And I am going to just tell you a little bit about the David D. Bohannon Award, and then I'd like to invite Scott Bohannon up, who will present the award this year. The David D. Bohannon Memorial Award is dedicated to the memory of David D. Bohannon, founder and past president of SAMCEDA. Each recipient has demonstrated significant leadership and success in building the local economy and contributing to the quality of life in San Mateo County through community and philanthropy. So I would like you to welcome Scott Bohannon. Thank you.
Thanks. Good afternoon. It's truly an honor to give this award to Bob Webster. After all, it was my granddad, actually, who the award is named after, who hired Bob to work for him in the first place in 1983. He also hired me, my granddad hired me, within a week or two of Bob. And I'm not sure, but may have figured he needed somebody pretty solid to make sure I would not mess things up. Make no mistake, over the last 30 plus years, I have not made it easy on him. Actually, Bob was hired against the executive recruiter's advice at the time, who thought Bob was too young and inexperienced. At the grand old age of 29, and notwithstanding his Berkeley MBA and Boalt Hall degree, in the top 10% of his class, by the way, and 4 years at the San Francisco law firm Pillsbury, Madison Sutro. I am told it was his interview that sealed the deal. As the interview was winding down, Granddad finally asked Bob, "Do you like to hunt?" And, Bob had picked up on the design motif of my granddad's office. There were safari pictures and waterfowl prints and hand-carved decoys, and there was just one problem. I mean, Bob knew the right answer, but there's just one problem. He had never had the opportunity to hunt in his life. And yet, unlike some attorneys, Bob is as honest as the day is long. So he looked Granddad in the eye and answered, "Why, yes, I do." Of course, being the shrewd attorney he is, he reasoned, "By God, I sure as heck know I don't dislike hunting. How could I?" As it turns out, lo and behold, Bob actually discovered he does like to hunt, at least ducks and upland birds, which was kind of a rite of passage back then to get to know my granddad. We've spent some good times out of the office together over the years doing that. It helps that he likes to eat them too. It is in the business and community of San Mateo County, though, that Bob has really distinguished himself. My Aunt Frances Nelson, God rest her soul, appointed Bob president and CEO of Bohannon Development Company in 2000, where he now presides over all of our family assets and business and community interests. And he does it so well. He's also given of himself in so many other ways, including serving on the Urban Land Institute Foundation Board of Governors. He's past president of San Mateo Chamber of Commerce. He's past chairman of SAMCEDA and continues on its board of directors, just to name a few of the things. His efforts on behalf of local charities also include serving on the advisory board of the Peninsula Family Services and with major gifts to many other charities. Working with Bob over the years has been a distinct pleasure, and I look forward to it every day. Bob Webster joins an impressive list of David D. Bohannon Award of Excellence recipients, and nobody could deserve it more. Bob?
Good afternoon. Scott, thank you so much for that very generous introduction. As Scott said, we've worked together for a long time, and listening to Scott talk, there was a couple of things that are immediately apparent to me. One is that at Bohannon, we work hard, but we always have fun at what we're doing. And the second thing is that I am very much getting older, because 30 years has gone by pretty fast. I want to thank most earnestly the SAMCEDA Board of Directors for this honor. It is of singular importance to me because of the namesake that we honor and because of my 30 years with his companies. And like Steve said, I didn't actually have anything to do with the selection of this award, but I'm not sure that it wasn't to be sure that I pay my dues on time. I also want to thank my wife, Kim, who is here with me today, for all of her support over the years and for her understanding of the early morning meetings and late night meetings and social functions that we attend that are all go with the territory. Unlike most of the recipients of this award, it was my privilege to know David Bohannon. He was 85 years old when I came to work at his company, but he was still deeply engaged and interested in the business. He was very much an innovator himself, whether building production housing during World War II, developing one of the first suburban shopping centers anchored by a department store in 1954, or founding this organization in 1953. I can tell you that he would be delighted and impressed with the innovation and entrepreneurship represented in today's honorees, all from San Mateo County. Mr. Bohannon also believed early on that his success derived in no small part from the support of the communities in which he operated. He believed it important to give back to those communities through active participation in community organizations and philanthropy. He imbued his company with that culture of giving, a culture which was carried on by his daughter Frances Nelson and is now ably perpetuated by his grandsons David and Scott. I am proud to be part of this culture and tradition and to have been encouraged to make my own contributions to its continued vitality. We are all so very fortunate to live and work in such a vibrant community. It is incumbent on all of us to do our part to ensure that that vibrancy continues. I encourage all of our honorees, as they grow their companies and become successful, to remember the communities in which they have thrived and to become engaged in those communities to the betterment of us all. I thank you again for what, for me, is this most humbling honor. Thank you.